Man, I'll try to reduplicate that. I'm going to do it twice.
Yeah, that was so good.
Good. I'm like...
We just assume the will did everything. The will did everything. How was your makeup? How was your makeup?
Hello and welcome back to Supernatural Lifeline Revelations. I am your host, Prophetess TNT, Taryn Tarver, throwing out this amazing lifeline to you. We've been answering your questions lately of who is Lifeline TNT Worship. Where do these artists come from? How come we never heard of them? And we love them. So we thank you for loving us. We thank you for downloading the CDs. We thank you for listening to the songs. We thank you for following all of our artists. And we thank you for connecting and the producers as well. It's been a really amazing project that only the Lord could have put his hand on to do. And so you wanted to know more about the people who are involved that make this happen. It's a crazy, amazing bunch, as you can see, and we're able to get things happen. We're actually stronger together than we are apart. We're kind of like the X-Men of Christianity, we all have our different things, and so, but we bring so much to the table when we come together. So today I have two amazing artists that you're going to get to know more about, and they're both very dear to me, and so I'm glad to have them today and we get to interview them. But today we have Eric Conditt and we have Calvin Winbush. Woo! Yes. Oh my goodness. So Eric, it's been really such an amazing pleasure to introduce the world kind of to you, because I feel like you've been a hidden gem. And it was funny, we were doing our record release party and I was like, I called you Secret Weapon. Mm-hmm. It was like you were a secret weapon because people were like, where did this guy come from? How come we've never heard him? His voice is dynamic. It's amazing. And you've really been gifted with an amazing voice. You are a proud father, devoted husband. You have so many hidden talents that are revealed in the spotlight, and you're very humble. We love that. You've been a musician 38 years that you've been bringing this all together and allowing God to develop you. When did you first know that you were actually inclined to do music?
I did my first solo at 6 years old in my church. And I forgot the lyrics right in the middle of the song, but I maintained my composure. And I just kind of went like that. I kind of shrugged my shoulders. And my music teacher, she just kind of looked at me like these crazy beaded eyes. And she's like, we're going to do it again. Give me that sign. And she did it, and we made it through. We got a standing ovation. I was like, this is it.
Nice. Wow, 6 years old.
6 years old, yeah.
Wow, so were you raised in a Christian family?
Yes.
Okay, good. So were your parents a little shocked when you went a little wayward and started to do other things? I know you went to Teen Challenge, which I'm a big fan of Teen Challenge, Ministry Institute. It's one of, they say, the proven cure to the epidemic of drugs. And that's through Jesus Christ. It's funded even by the government, and it helps people to actually, they really learn, who God is. And that's where I actually met you. I was coming there, going to a church, and they were bringing people from Teen Challenge, and my first time I ever heard you worship, it was so dynamic, it was so amazing, and you just captivated everyone, because we were watching you in your intimacy with God, and it just spilled over on all of us. And I can still hear your sounds and your songs. I can still see you up there, and it's such a blessing all these years later to connect with you. By chance, I'll just let you guys know I got reconnected with Eric because YouTube kept flagging me, and I was like, oh, I can't do it. They're hitting me up because I have to make my own music. Let me see what I have. Oh, I remember I did this song 2005, and I was listening to it. I was like, oh, it's still in there. The worship is there. Oh, it still hits me the same way, and it was just hitting me, the vocals, the chords, and I'm just like, I've been changing from the inside. I'm not the same. And I was like, and you're singing and it's so awesome. And I'm like, then all of a sudden Eva's doing my makeup and she went to church with us. She's like, Eric's on Facebook. I was like, come again. I didn't think. You think he would want to?
Yeah.
You think? And look at Calvin. Calvin's like, yeah, like, yeah, like, let me just send him let me slide into his DM real quick and send him some music. Hey, Eric, do you remember this song? I would really like to. And Eric's like, kind of like, you know, I know those weren't my songs. I don't know. Like, I don't want to get into any trouble. I was like, no. I know the lady, and it's really okay. And she's signed off on it, and we put her down as the author. But do you want to, like, you know, I want to put this out. He's like, yeah, but I have some new stuff too. I'm like, come on, like, come on board. And you came. When you came, what was that like when you came and you're like, oh, there's like people. Like the first time you came, you met Calvin.
Yeah.
Calvin is a producer.
Yeah.
Calvin is a musician. He plays every instrument, just like you. You know, I've seen you on the keyboard. I've seen you play, you know, the guitar. I've seen you with the bass, and he does the same thing. You guys are like the same person, but you never met before. And here I'm sending you to this house, and I'm not even there. and you go, and what happened?
It was awesome. You know, he had a nice, welcoming atmosphere, and it just it was a pleasure. We did 2 songs.
Yeah.
2 songs. And you told me, you were like, yo, you remember what you said? Where did you get this guy from?
Yeah, he was very just humble and unassuming and everything. And then he went into the booth to like record some stuff, and I was like, oh wow, like it just didn't. I wasn't expecting that from his voice and everything, so it was really nice and stuff. And just he came in at a great attitude, so it was super easy to work. And he
was working with Dominique that day, right?
Yeah.
And you love working with Dominique. She is like easy. She's born for this.
Exactly.
So it's good.
Yeah. So no, it was great.
And you got to work with Dominique, and you're doing it with somebody else who you've never met. And here you guys are going into
Absolute pleasure to work with.
Oh, it's great, right?
It was awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. What did it like revive something in you? I know you said before that you had a band before.
Yes.
So what was it like singing for Jesus when you first came, and then like where you were at like 2005, 2006, 2007, and like now where you are in 2021? What is the difference between those things too?
The big difference right now is what AHAVA, you know, that project did, and now the latest one is this kind of rebirth, that passion for songwriting. Somewhere along the line, kind of life got in the way.
Yeah.
And work and family, so on and so forth, etc. But now I find myself, you know, even when I'm at work, you know, just writing down, you know, a chorus comes to my mind or something like that.
Yeah, you're writing it down.
Yeah, I got my cell phone now too, so I can just kind of record something real quick. But it's got that those creative juices flowing again.
Were you surprised? Like God totally remembered you. He remembered you. Like you weren't looking for it. It came looking for you.
That's usually when it happens, though. You know,
Yeah.
when you stop looking for it and stop going after it. That's usually I think when God can trust you with it.
Wow.
And you didn't even. I don't think even Calvin. Like I'm gonna talk more about you, but like Calvin kind of like hit me to like even like where I was at. Like, he's like, you're on some other stuff. Like, you don't understand. Yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, we're just making music. Let's get it out. All I know is get it done. And you can probably see why our father, and Prophet Lowe is our spiritual father. Like, a part of him is in me, that drive and ambition. It's like, we mirror that, like getting the work done. And I was really serious because he said he has a lot of people that make music and never do anything with it. Right. And then for yourself, you look up and you're like, we're in Times Square. What was that like? I've got to hear what that was like for you.
I was shocked. I mean, I know that I've known you for a long time, and I know that when you put your mind to it, it's gonna be big. But that was a shock. I saw it on Facebook at something like Times Square or something like that. So I turned it on live, and I was like, oh my God. it blew my mind. Yeah, I was shocked. It was awesome.
Oh, I've got some cool little stuff up my sleeve too. I can't wait for you guys. Like, that you guys don't even know. Like, we're taking videos. I'm like, just sing the song. Next thing you know, they're like, we have a whole video.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, what's going on here? We have a video, and the video is like done, and the video is good. Like, what is happening here? You know, like we're just taking pictures, and the pictures came out good. What I love is the collaboration of like the talents, the abilities when you bring everybody together. Just look like you would think we all knew each other. Yeah. And what's great is like you actually knew God's will. You knew Will. you know, and when you walked in, you're like, hey, I know you. What was that?
Yeah, no, he had produced for another artist that we both knew, and I was like, you know, I mentioned her name, and he's like, yeah, no, we just finished it. So it made me that much more comfortable to be there. It was like, you know, working with a longtime friend. It's awesome.
That is so great. Oh my goodness. So, what does your wife and kids think about this?
They think it's cool. You know, with the
Like downloading Dad's name.
Yeah,
Dad has the song out and it's on
my daughter.
iTunes and everywhere. Dad is streaming. Wait a minute.
I
That's
showed
her
my
dad.
daughters the Times Square, just like the picture of you know the group, and they're like, what? You know, it's they're just kind of surprised. My wife was like, dang, okay.
She's like, okay. She's like, come on, let's do something with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's like, go husband.
It always helps to have their support. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. That is really, really good. So Calvin, having a baby this last year, getting married too. Hey, Charlie girl, love her.
Tell you.
Your baby's so cute. I saw
Thank
her
you.
walking and stuff the other day. She's really amazing.
She's getting up there. She's like standing up a lot. She's
I
up to
love that.
walking
She was
stage.
trying to like get the little walk thing going.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because you gotta just secure everything.
Everything. Whole life changes.
Everything.
But this has been awesome watching, knowing that, you know, being a military brat. But finding yourself being able to first be able to play the saxophone and then discovering that you have a gift to like play anything.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was, I mean, the biggest thing, like, I'm glad that when I actually started playing saxophone because it gave me like, I guess just some sort of music theory or understanding of like, okay, these are notes, this is what I'm doing. And I had a music teacher, Miss Bonnie Klein, who would play the piano while we would play our instruments. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I was just like, hey, can you teach me how to play like piano? I did it very just casually. And she was like, oh God, because it's a lot of effort and everything.
Right.
But, you know, like, thankfully this was before internet was huge. So it was like, that's all I had to do. And my mom was super overprotective. I was in Detroit, so she had to be.
Right.
So it was like, I was in the house. So it was like, all right, I got the saxophone and I had like a little mini Casio keyboard. And I was like, all right, so every day that's all I was doing for hours.
Wow.
And I just got really good really fast. And just the same mindset that helped me to get good on saxophone, I just applied to any other instrument. It's like, okay, just don't have any expectations of being great when you start off. It's going to be weird, but then learn to play other songs. And then it's like, oh, okay, I get it. And
Can you play by ear now?
For a bit, yeah. Like on guitar, it's easy because I just can hear something, find the chords, and then just go from there. It's pretty simple. I don't play piano as much, but it's a similar thing. Like once you've heard stuff, you're just kind of like waiting for that sound, like when the key that you're playing is matching the thing that you're hearing.
Oh my
and
goodness.
you go from there.
I love it.
Yeah.
I really love, I didn't know that you could produce music.
Yeah.
And I really loved watching you because at church I watched you do your thing and it's really great. But I didn't know that you were this amazing producer. And I trusted my, don't make me cry.
Yeah.
My baby, which was Chanan, with you. You know,
Oh,
that was my
appreciate it.
first project. And I scratched a whole guy. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, this ain't it. I was like, you know, Alma dropped her first one. I was like, I like how she sounds. Give me those vocals and I'm sending them over to you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that you were that talented.
Oh, thank
And
you.
what was so amazing is how you mixed it.
Yeah.
And it sounded like you could play Chanan on the radio in the car, in the bass and the beats and the sounds were so dynamic. I was like, oh, because my fear was not a fear, but not fear, because I don't want fear.
Your concern.
My concern,
Yeah.
that's better. My is sounding that B Christian music that they put out there that sounds real weird. I cannot do that. Like, I need it to be A. We're doing this documentary, it needs to be an A. It needs to be an A. I need everything to be so legitimate. And I was the first one you sent me.
Yeah.
You caught my vision. You knew where I wanted my words and my own vocals to come in.
Yeah.
You were able to see it, and I was like, he feels the heartbeat, which all of us every one of us has that heartbeat thing. Like, you don't even have to like teach us too much. We all can just do it. Like, we were just sitting there taking a picture, and we all just 5 seconds, we got it. It's not like, it's like we're geniuses when we all put our hearts together.
Yeah.
And it's the heartbeat. You felt the beat. You made it happen. It was so amazing. And I loved it because, oh my goodness, when I first heard Desire, I was like, thank you, Jesus. And I was like, and then then you send me the God of Favor. Oh, I remember where I was, what I was doing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I was like, somebody who could be the first person I could play for. It was so great. You were like made something that I didn't even know I could do possible.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, let's really do this. And it was so great to see that you could do it. And then you totally blew me away. Because here I am talking to Prophet Passion, and I have a favorite song at that time, and I'm listening to Homesick, and I was like, matter of fact, I played it for somebody yesterday. I was like, I need this song. I was in Jamaica, and they were like, who is this? I'm like, I got my get ready music, it's my rocky music, So certain songs I play on that little playlist. So I was like, this is my favorite. I was like, man, I love this jam, like this dude's voice. So I hit up Prophet Passion. He didn't tell me it was you. I was like, I need this guy. Who is this guy? He was like, Deep. And all he said was Deep. He didn't tell me, and not even realizing the person that I love listening to sing has produced my music.
Yeah.
And I'm so like, sweet. What is wrong with you people? You have all this talent and you're not sharing it with me. You're so humble. And I love your guys' humility. So I'm like, you have to do a song for me. And then you did my love song, Eternal Love.
I love that song.
And the first second I heard it, you had that little slow drag, and I was like, and everybody said, "Oh, he sounds like a John Legend," and I was like, "Is it Legend?" John Legend? Yeah. I was like, "Oh, he doesn't he?" And it was so beautiful, and you did it with Dominique, and it was great, and you liked working with Dominique. And I realized how you were too. Like, if I really want to get a project done, we have to bring the team over because you work better with all of our team, and it was really good. Like, we get stuff done.
It just creates a nice energy and everything.
It was so great. So I was having a day.
Yeah.
And I told him having a day, and I'm like, I was coming back from Maryland, and I was just like, man, God, you know what? I'm strong in you. I'm running back to you. Like, I just need to feel you when I wake up. I need to feel you in every essence of you. I need to walk with you and talk with you. Like, I'm running back to you, Jesus, the place where I was strong, the place where I belong. And I just sat down and I was writing it. I started texting it, and I hit send. Now I'm in Atlanta getting ready to catch a layover. By the time I land, Eric and Dominique meet each other for the first time. They're in the studio with you. And you guys dropped the most amazing song. And I was like, oh my goodness. When I got off, I was just like in tears. It literally came to life within 2 hours, 3 hours you had it done.
Oh, that's awesome.
What happened? Like, I wasn't there.
No, that was
Eric,
great.
you guys, come on, tell me, what happened here?
I remember, I think we were in the studio and we got the text and everything. And so, like, thankfully, I had worked with Prophet Passion so many times, and so sometimes we don't get that. Sometimes they'll just give you like a hint.
I want this.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's like you just have to interpret. And when he says like, okay, let me interpret.
So you're telling me I'm like really.
Yeah, you gave like, okay, great. That's a lot more and everything.
Okay.
So.
Sometimes you know how I get. Sometimes I get the melody, and sometimes I get the words, and sometimes I just get the words and no melody. And either way, you guys figure it out.
That's really not different how a lot of songwriters work. They'll either get one or the other, and then or they'll get both at the same time, and then they just develop it. So it's not like some different thing that you're doing.
And you took my horrible voice out of the first one, and you made it work.
It was good stuff. But you got it, and I think that. You saw the text and everything. We had some of the lyrics, and we're like, okay, let's just kind of workshop this. He was really great on keys, just killing it and singing.
Oh, he did the keys?
Yeah,
he did the keys?
Yeah.
I just found out. So you find out all kind of new stuff.
That was really good.
Oh my goodness! So you played? I love this.
Yeah. And Dominique, she had your text, and so she was kind of reading off what you read, and read it off a couple times, and then as I was going in the booth, she kind of just kind of
harmonized.
Well, it just she was so easy to work with. It just came together real quick.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Wow. Give me a little bit. Just give me a little bit of it. Come on, just give me like.
Coming back to you, Jesus, to the place where I belong, the place where I am strong. I love it.
Yeah, I love that song.
It was so good.
Glad. We were happy you liked it. We're like, okay, because there's always a moment when you're like sending somebody something like, man, I hope, man, I hope this is
And
in
sometimes
the
if I don't like
realm.
it, they know I'll tell you. I'll be like, this little part, you had me to, you
Yeah.
got right here, and I need you to, Will tell you, like, I'll be like, this little piece right here, we need
This
to
little
work on
chunk.
this little tweak, and then they send it back and it's so good. Like, you
Yeah.
guys are so amazing. You catch the vision.
Yeah.
And you guys really, like, run with it. Like, oh my goodness. So,
Wow.
wow, just so awesome. Really, it's been very easy to work with you guys.
I know.
Like, where do you see yourself like going with this music thing? Like, what do you see? I can see, like, I'm a seer, so
Amen.
I see, like, literally, I see like a million people in a room. Like, I see, you know, in a one setting, I see those crowds, those crusades coming back. You know, I see people being able to worship and falling under the anointing. I see the Hillsong type, the Bethel. I literally, you guys all on the stage and just taking turns. I already am there. Like, I've been there.
I love that.
And so, you know, it's just so amazing. But I can see that already.
I love that.
You know, and I'm gonna literally do some video stuff with you guys where just let you guys run through the songs again and at Revelation with the fog and you know all the
nice.
stuff and just like get the
That's
background
cool.
going and just like bring it, you know.
That's really
and then
cool.
we can mix all this together because my degree is in broadcasting, visual design and production. My undergrad and my graduate, then I worked at KZI, ABC Television. Like I worked at WB. I've been public broadcasting. So like I can just see the pieces of us putting this together. And your families, like we're family. Like I with kids coming and you know the wives and you know and the marriages and the stuff. It's so amazing to see like this is really like come together divinely by God.
Yeah. No, it's so awesome to see that just because, like, you know, again, you said when you started, it was like, okay, I just want to go. It was like the Abraham thing, like, yeah, I'll show you and whatnot. And so it's like you just, but I feel like so many times people get caught up in wondering how things can go wrong. And you're like, okay, well, let's focus on how things can go right. Like, let's do this. Because people will tell you when they see your effort and they see your drive and everything. That's something that I was definitely just attracted to. Like, wow, she's really passionate and she's serious about this. And she has such a heart for people and whatnot. Like it's one of those things where you see it like, oh, this is gonna go forth whether or not I'm a part of it. So like, let me like
jump a part,
help you out and be like, oh yeah, I was there. You know, I knew, you know, I was there all along. She was killing it. It's like because it's your energy and your, you know, okay, you realize like, hey, I might not know how to do this, but I know that God can show me how to do this.
What was so different about like you working? You were telling me like you were like I inspired you to like get things done and move along dates. Like what was different? Because I don't know.
It's just that like sometimes you know you can, what is it? Paralysis through analysis. People will think themselves to stagnancy and just be like, oh well, we need this and everything, as opposed to like, okay, what do we want to do? What is the goal? And just doing the steps to get to that goal, and or putting different deadlines and everything. Actually, it creates more of a breeding ground for action, and as opposed to just like, oh well, okay, well, you know, well it has to be this perfect thing and whatnot. And it's just like, well, God's gonna perfect it. Like you just, you know, make it. You just be obedient, and then He'll come behind, and it'll be this really dope thing. At the end, you'd be like, wow, I didn't see how this come together. Of course you couldn't, because you were over here. But just having faith in God that He's going to actually make this thing that, you know, you're attempting something greater is, you know, a way to get actually stuff done, as opposed to, you know, just trying to, I don't know, just trying to be so perfect right now that you don't actually get anything done. Wow. And so it's like you didn't stop, you didn't let your level of experience stop you. And everything.
And people dropped the ball. They were like, oh, this is too much. And they just didn't show up. And we would get up and just pick it up and figure out. Like, we didn't know how to do a lot of things that we know how to do now.
Exactly.
And it's been really such a learning journey, you know. Yeah. And I love it because, you know, you do films and you do acting and you're on commercials and you know, you take time for the little people. Nice. Oh, my goodness. Eric, I just really, you have such a worship heart, and I've always said that I see you like in Jason Upton, like just so amazing what God is going to do with you. And even prophetically, I just encourage you to like, you know, push push your music, write your music, put it out there. Just if you can dream it and you can think it, it's already happened. It's already done, you know. And I love the fact, you know, we're working on a production studio, our own like production house where we can shoot everything, we can edit everything, we can come in and you know, nobody's like, hey, you're in a time frame, get up out of here, you know. So I'll be calling you to come help me set up my booth, because I remember when I was over at your house, you hadn't even put the soundproof stuff on the wall. It was like behind me. And it was funny. Remember Papa Lo called and he was like, are you in the studio? He's like, I was like, Papa, are you seeing in the spirit or what? He's like, I'm seeing this stuff.
Yeah. So it looks like somebody's doing something.
Somebody's doing something. I'm like, Calvin. He's like, oh, Calvin's coming to me. But I love it. I really love this.
I love it.
Yeah, Eric, you have to. Well, Encounter's coming in December.
Yes.
And you know, we just did like the graduation weekend.
Yeah,
it was really fun. Like, I can't even believe that we did all the stuff we did that weekend. Like, it was so crazy. But Encounter's coming. It's 2 days, so it's going to be huge, because literally when we're singing, it's going to be at the concert in front of all these people. Wow. And it's going to be you guys singing your songs, and you guys get to like rock the world. People will come from all over the country to encounter Jesus, and you guys get to usher them in. And it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So this year I cannot wait, because you know, we have our own house now, the $8 million building. We have to be on that stage that you're on every week. Yeah. You were in the side studio, so you didn't get to see like the other side.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Like,
it's crazy.
Oh, it's crazy over there.
Whole cup of tea right there.
Oh, whole different ball game.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to be doing some amazing things, awesome. And people will get to see you, and we'll record all of that. And Esther Rose is going to be directing.
Hey, good stuff.
It's all going to be professional. So you know, put on your Sunday best, because it's going to be really great. And December 3rd and December 4th. So I look forward to like reintroducing you guys to the world and letting everybody see what God has put in you guys, and get to hear the voice, and you get to play in front of everyone. And then, you know, and I'm looking forward to Prophet Lovi getting to meet you, because everybody keeps telling him what an amazing voice you have, but you haven't got to meet him yet.
Yeah, I haven't met him yet.
You got to bring your family. You have to come on a Thursday night and just we'd love to have you. Oh my goodness. So we've been here with Eric Conditt and with Calvin Winbush, and you guys, producers, they're both like the same person sitting here when it comes to music. They are so talented, so amazing, and they've shared their life with us today, their families, their husbands, their fathers, and I love this. They're lovers of Jesus, and they're so authentic. So you guys follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and social media, connect with them, and download their music. I'm Prophetess TNT. We're talking about Lifeline TNT Worship. You're watching Supernatural Lifeline Revelations. Stay tuned. God bless you. Awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh,
I thought you were reading off a prompter. I'm like, how is he saying all this stuff? Where's the prompter at? I was like, oh, she just freestyle.
Oh, I freestyle.
Oh, wait a minute.
Totally. Like, literally, Eric, like, you should see over there the giant TVs that are behind, and the side TVs, and the auditorium.
Yes,
it is.
I'm surprised you didn't wander over there.
I didn't. I know. You didn't even think. Like, literally, like, I just look at it like, we could have been over there, but it would have been a whole nother ball game with like, production.
Let me tell you,
and finances to do what we need to do over there. So for Encounter, just me opening, just me getting the people I got going in, it's $6,000 for us for Encounter just to have it done right. But it will be totally produced right. It'll be recorded right. The sound. Oh, you talk about sound. Oh, they're engineers at our church. Oh, no. It has to be perfect. The look has to be perfect. It will look like Hillsong. So that's the awesome thing, is that they get to have a real. You're so funny. Give them a warning next time. You guys will get to have a real concert. You know, it's a real. Here, Scoocha, we're gonna take pictures. You get to grab this for them. Here, you get to have like. Come over. Yes, come over, Eric. Bring your guitar. Literally, you'll have a real concert. Like, you guys, we're going to have a concert for them with the worships, the songs. That's what we're going to be doing, like, live. And it's going to be so awesome. And everybody gets to see it and introduce you guys to the world. I'm going to cry probably. I love watching you guys. guys are so awesome.
Back to you.
Right? Come on now.
You gotta get the rest.
You can't hit that raspiness. Raspy.
He's really trying. Calvin could probably do it. Calvin could probably get it.
Like, raspy
Right?
is amazing. I would
Spiritually
use that word.
sexy.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah,
It's like spiritually sexy, like that raspy thing. Like you were doing it when,
tell you.
when no, you were doing it with the John Legend.
Yeah,
wait.
I was singing
Wait, what
early
was
in
the
the
word?
morning.
No, what's the song? Wait, hold on. Wait, what's your part?
Eternal love.
That's it. He's singing it.
I'm
He's singing it.
again.
What?
That was
Do
it.
it. Come here.
Your agape love overwhelms. Your agape love it overwhelms.
Because you're not listening to the song.
At
No.
the
You're
helm.
pulling an anointed coat. Forget your lyrics. You guys are so funny.
Camera.
It's called paparazzi.
Look cross-eyed.
Paparazzi.
Hang out with Mama T.
Okay, come on. Hey. Wait, what is the song? What are the lyrics? Hold on.
Your
Let's see.
agape love it overwhelms.
Your agape love it. Louder.
You got my life, you're at the helm.
Okay.
Eternal love is not a trend.
I
Choose you time and time again. Your love is, your love is, your love is so much better. See? No, that's it. I ain't got that.
He knew it.
Like, you got
Wait, why did he do it in a
He knew
rush?
it the
Last
whole
time I was
time.
like, scratch.
Yeah.
Go back to the raspy slow thing.
Why does everyone really say you sound like John Legend?
See, I'm telling you,
Everybody
it's the
does.
truth.
tell you.
And you know,
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, me neither.
even like I really want
So
to see
see
Eric
to his life
run
and
more.
take
Like
his
I
anointing.
like when he's like,
Yeah.
I've been searching for something, anything to fill
For
in my
anything.
empty heart. And then you're like, you used to run with it. You were like, more like you, less of me, more like you, less of me, more like you.
They love that part.
Wait, come on, Eric, let me hear it. Wait, y'all gotta get the camera going.
Yeah,
Wait,
go ahead,
camera.
go ahead.
Make me more like you, less like me, more like you, less like me, more like you, less like me, more like you, less like me. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I wasn't holding this camera, I would've played a beat right now.
I've been changing.
From the inside, I am not the same. I've been changing from the inside. Never gonna be the same.
Hey.
Yeah.
I like
Never
that.
gonna be.
I haven't heard that song.
It's on the.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
downloaded it? Look, you know
listen to it.
listen to it the whole way
This is
home.
I
Calvin.
was listening to it. I was like, hold up. It sounds like that?
Oh, it sounds, it's amazing.
This is
No,
the
and here,
acapella
I have
version.
the old
Oh,
one
okay.
and the new one. Like, it's
It might be
amazing.
amazing.
You know what we did not do?
Yeah.
You know how like we did for Dominique's, we did one with the music and we did the one a cappella. I feel like we should have did both of those with music.
Without the
I think
drums?
you should take it and do a remix and put the music behind
That
it.
sounds fun.
Because I love that he had the option of having both of them, you know, and get those drums in there.
Calvin's
like,
gonna do Transform Beat too.
Transform. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Right, Calvin?
Yes.
Right, Calvin, this week?
Yeah, I
Never
was waiting on
gonna
you.
wait.
And you were waiting on me?
Never
Yeah,
gonna
it's okay.
break.
Oh, we'll talk about it after the live.
Yeah,
I don't want them to
that's
hear the conversation.
Okay, let's take our pictures. Okay, we're so fun. All right, guys, who's shooting? Let's go.
Pictures, you have 2 seconds because Adam, we're behind.
Smile, you look
We're behind.
fabulous, guys. Smile. Good, I got it.
Yeah.
Shows
Got it.
Every month I do shows, but I cut out all of them and just put you guys in. So realistically, you know what? I'm putting a documentary about it. I'm gonna get us on Netflix. You know, we need to get paid on this. Like, what are you talking about? Paydays. We need to have the kids have some paydays around here. You know,
Look at this one.
The children leaving
He was
inheritance.
recording me the whole
So
time.
all these,
No.
I'll take clips from all the things we've done, and then I'll start inserting it in. Yeah, but then I'll come I'll come see like you and the family, and we'll take people.
What?
Like you have fun worshiping.
All right, guys, I'm about to end this
Yeah,
live.
senior
We have
graduation.
one more segment if you want to come in and watch. We're going to be interviewing
tell your stories.
Greg Edwards
You're so
and
cute, girl.
me.
Yeah, you, baby.
And God's will.
Doll
So
baby.
come back, guys. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
Okay, guys. Did we get our picture?